this came up in class recently, and this is a worthwhile discussion to revisit. I'm certain that I've talked about this on the channel more than once, but it's worth repeating. And that is that your art and your style are not the same thing. And this is, in my opinion, a very important distinction if we're going to be having good, intelligent, educative discourse, right? So what is art? And of course, I'm going to put all these links, all the etymology and everything on the Substack, right? Art is a learned skill. That's all art is, right? Art is learning and developing a skill. This is why in colleges you have a liberal arts degree. It's not because you're going and studying painting and sculpture and music. Liberal arts included things like humanities and sciences and stuff too. Art is a learned skill. By the way, if you were looking in Japanese and Chinese, right, you'd see jutsu or shu, this character, which means the same thing, right? It's a learned skill. Jutsu as in jiu-jitsu. Everybody mispronounces jiu-jitsu. Pretty much at this point, reserve jitsu pronunciation for the Brazilian stuff. Jutsu is the Japanese stuff. And then shu is the Mandarin pronunciation of the same character, right? And like wushu. And so it's the same thing, right? So when we talk about martial arts, right? Wushu, martial arts, moso or something like that in Cantonese, I don't remember. Right? That is martial arts. Bujutsu in Japanese, warrior arts or martial arts, right? So when we say art in martial arts, especially considering that the modern usage of martial arts pretty much stems from translating around bujutsu, then we need to be understanding that what we were talking about is learned skill. This means that when we are talking about the art that we are studying, we are talking about a specific skill. Now, we could be talking in the broad category of fighting arts. We could be talking in a more specific discipline or domain of like fist fighting or grappling or weapons fighting or something even more specific, something down to a certain lineage or a very specific certain group of tactics. But when we say art, what we mean is skill. Now, you've probably heard the term Kung Fu. What do you think Kung Fu means? Well, here's the characters for Kung Fu. Generally speaking, right, I'm wearing the shirt, right? It says hard work. It's actually a little more complicated than that. This is just kind of a nice, breakdown, right? So the two characters that make up Gong, right, is work and strength. And this generally translates to meaning something like achievement or merit or something like that. And then the Fu literally just means an adult man or maturity, right? It's the character for big, which is just got a line through the character for man, right? And it's got this little top one, which is representing a hairpin, which was something given to mature, wise men, growing their hair out and everything. Very, very cultural thing. So the idea is that it is more or less gaining merit, gaining an achievement, the strength you gain through hard work, right? Through maturity. There's a connotation of time and effort in what we talk about Kung Fu, and that's why people will talk about like being a good cook is having good Kung Fu, right? Being a good driver is having driving Kung Fu. Now, look, I've talked with people who are Chinese speakers who've been to China, and even in China, they still kind of use Kung Fu to mean martial arts colloquially. It's a very modern thing. But traditionally speaking, Kung Fu is not a reference to martial arts. It is a reference to skill that is achieved by hard work over a long period of time. It's a skill that has come to maturity over years and hours of practice and dedication, hundreds, thousands of hours of practice and dedication, right? Some of the things that people will say about this is, well, because of that big explanation, there's no real direct translation of that in English. Well, there is, and it comes to us from the German side of English rather than the Latin side. Now, In English, we kind of look at art and craft as very similar, as basically synonymous. Some people will look at crafts as more like three-dimensional objects and stuff, and art being more two-dimensional and ethereal and expressive. That's garbage, right? Craft literally comes from the German, meaning strength and skill. Strength and skill. That sounds really similar, right? The word craft is the English and German word for Kung Fu. We do have that word. People just don't use it. So, that being said, what is style? Style is where you get into your actual personal expression. It bugs me to no end when people are like, oh, yeah, you're practicing martial arts, you're practicing your personal expression. No. Your style is your expression. Your style is not the art that you're practicing, and your art is not your expression. People actually have those two inverted. Style, it comes from really the stylus, the pen, the thing that you write with, which came to connote, it is an instrument for expressing the ideas in your head, right? Why did we develop writing? We developed writing so that we could communicate, and writing is, other than speech, writing is another way of communicating your ideas and your thoughts and fleshing them out from being impressions and feelings inside of you, and they put them into words and symbols that actually can be transferred to somebody else so that meaning can be conveyed between people, right? That's really, really important. And thus we get the use of style to mean a distinct expression of something through the idea of you are writing out your ideas. You are trying to put in tangible form something that is this kind of ethereal, impression and feeling and just way of your you-ness being put into something that you're trying to convey to somebody else. And in the realm of like martial arts and sports and stuff like that, that's going to come out in how you move and how you think tactically and whatnot. And so again, you can have style that is gym specific, that's region specific, that is coach specific, that is individual specific. And those are pretty important things, right? So is there going to be some overlap? Sure. But when it comes down to it, style is the expression of the thing that you're doing. Art is the skill of the thing that you're doing, right? The art is your ability to solve a problem, to put something into practice, to make something from a lower state to a higher state, or a more organized state, whatever, right? Your ability to apply is your art. Your Kung Fu is the result of hard work, strength and skill over time, becoming a mature skill that you can do. And your style is the way that you kind of do it. It's the thing that you do, right? It's your personal expression of the thing. So anyway, yeah, it's a fun little discussion. It's something that's worth discussing from time to time because we want to have clear and precise discourse. And that's all this is for, right? This isn't going to make you a better fighter, but it is important for clear and precise discourse. Most people completely invert what art and skill, or what art and style mean. Let's bring it back to the truth and have a better, more clear, more precise discourse. And I will talk to you guys later. Good journey. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Check us out on our other socials, and please head over to blacksunboxing.com to get a little more info, including how to contact us. Furthermore, if you are in the Phoenix area, please feel free to stop in, say hi, join in for a class, whatever. Also, if you ever see us cite sources or just for additional content, please check out our Substack. That is where we put all of the sources we use in our videos and is a major part of this. Plus, it serves as a membership platform for long distance learning and for people who would like to support us but aren't local. We would greatly appreciate it if you signed up. Even just the free membership helps us out a lot. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Good journey.